tell us about that Black Book.
All right. So
What is it?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
I'm
thinking about my
curious,
Black Book. And
It's the missing piece for cultivation in our industry.
Whoa.
There's so many, I call it bro science, hippie magic, and this explains how to grow 3 to 4 pounds of premium cannabis, world-class premium cannabis at scale, because growing at scale is different than growing in your basement or your closet, and be able to get the same quality as you would in your closet or your basement, but do it in large facilities.
That's
1,000 light,
incredible
5,000 light
endorsement from
facilities.
Advanced Nutrients.
Yeah, thanks. So, so the entire Whipple Effect process, last year we were managing 5,000 lights, and the book is every single step, every SOP that we use and are actively using with all of our clients. So all the environmental set points, all the irrigation set points for LED growing, HPS growing, and also for cocoa and rockwool. There's a great section about the new cultivator series from Advanced Nutrients.
All right, we are back at the award-winning Meta Unshackled.
By the way, congratulations on that last night.
congratulations.
Big win for you guys.
Last night was our first ever award. I know that Big Mike, you were one of the presenters, which was pretty cool. This is my co-host.
Max Uas from Dope SEO.
All right.
Yeah, so we're here at MJBizCon 2023. We are just talking to some of our friends, seeing how MJBizCon's going, reintroducing you to some old friends. Again, I'm pleased to have Big Mike and Jack on the show. Fresh from a boxing match or something. We're going to get into that. But let's first make sure everybody knows who you guys are. Big Mike, you want to introduce yourself and your company?
I'm Big Mike. I'm the founder and CEO of Advanced Nutrients.
And Advanced
And
Nutrients?
we're a 24-year-old company. We were in cannabis before it was cool.
All
Yes,
right.
and you and I have been both in the black market. We're going to talk about that in a second too. Jack?
So, first of all, I was doing the math the other day.
Yeah.
You started Advanced Nutrients when I was 11. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Wow, yeah.
So my name's Jack Whipple. I am the founding CEO of Whipple Effect. And
Whipple Effect.
Whipple Effect.
Okay.
And that's a design and management firm. So we design facilities and then help manage them once they're built. And then I'm also the author of the CCI Black Book, which I just partnered with Big Mike on, and we released it publicly here at MJBizCon this week, which is a huge blessing because it took us 3.5 years to write it.
Wow.
And tell us about that Black Book.
All right. So
What is it?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
I'm
thinking about my
curious,
Black Book. And
It's the missing piece for cultivation in our industry.
Whoa.
There's so many, I call it bro science, hippie magic, and this explains how to grow 3 to 4 pounds of premium cannabis, world-class premium cannabis at scale, because growing at scale is different than growing in your basement or your closet, and be able to get the same quality as you would in your closet or your basement, but do it in large facilities.
That's
1,000 light,
incredible
5,000 light
endorsement from
facilities.
Advanced Nutrients.
Yeah, thanks. So, so the entire Whipple Effect process, last year we were managing 5,000 lights, and the book is every single step, every SOP that we use and are actively using with all of our clients. So all the environmental set points, all the irrigation set points for LED growing, HPS growing, and also for cocoa and rockwool. There's a great section about the new cultivator series from Advanced Nutrients. Start to finish. Arroya added a bunch of really good content for the crop seeding section and also for the curing section.
And you said, excuse me, I'm not a cultivator. Whipple Effect.
Yes.
Where's the origins of that
the
name?
Well, his name is Jack Whipple. And the effect is Whipple
I
Effect.
didn't know that.
There you go.
I just knew him as Jack, and Advanced Nutrients endorsements means everything to everyone in the cannabis industry. So it's amazing that you guys have partnered up together. How did you guys meet?
What we met through a grower. Chris Gabriel is one of our green team growers, and he said, "Hey, I want to introduce you to someone who's got a book." Okay, so another book. All right. Until I saw the book,
Yeah.
and I go, "All right, this is totally different.
This goes beyond
and
that
this
book,
is
right?
this is filling a gap in the marketplace, and it's just not a book." Because there's a online learning management system that we're creating. Jack just got done shooting 126 videos
Holy
that takes you
crap.
from seed to harvest, and also incorporates the book, has tests in there. We're also going to have a test for investors and owners, because there's a lot of cultivators out there that just say, "Yeah, I'm the best guy in the world." And you got 20 lights in a basement. So now you can give that cultivator expert a test and see if they really are an expert, and get a score, see where their strengths and weaknesses are, and then you can decide whether you want to hire them or not.
So the Whipple Effect
That's
will be like a
pretty
household phrase pretty soon here. If your cannabis isn't grown with the Whipple Effect, your cannabis isn't any good, kind of thing. Is that where we're going?
Well, if you want to take it to the next level and you want to maximize your profitability, you'll follow what's in that book, and you'll get on the learning management system, put your cultivators on it, as well as your head cultivator, and rock the house.
So have you guys reached out to the Italian military yet and try to get them to use the Whipple Effect at their cultivation? You know about that Italy thing?
I've heard, and that's a great idea. We have a really great Nicola is our team member out there, our sales guy in Italy, and we'll have to send him in there.
Yeah, we just had Claudia from Italy.
Yeah, Claudia from Italy was telling us that all the THC is grown by the military.
Well, there you
Really?
go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's really
And,
interesting.
and the government financed one giant facility, and they're like hiring growers and
Well,
stuff.
the good thing about that is they'll be able to follow the SOPs, and
Absolutely.
the ego will be
Military
put to the
regiments
side.
and SOP.
That's right.
doctrine.
You know, you should just mail them a free copy of your book.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have Nicola go knock on their door.
Just send them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be
no, absolutely.
That'd be really cool. Audience wants to know what happened to your forehead.
Well, I got in a fight with Blue from Cannabis
Nice.
Talk 101.
Shout out to Blue. Wait,
Shout
wait,
out to
wait.
Blue.
Did he start the fight? Maybe no shout out. What happened there?
Well, I was talking shit, and I threw a couple body shots, and then he just popped me right in the head.
Nice. No, don't fuck with Blue from Cannabis
That's it.
Talk.
No.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you've had a great MJBizCon.
Oh, it's been the best
And
week.
by the way, him and Blue go back a long way. They're
Yeah.
buddies.
Blue is one of the first people
Okay.
that I met in 2018 when I moved from Colorado to California.
Nice.
So, and we became really good friends, and he had an education platform that he was starting at the back of the facility that I was partnered on then. And that was before Whipple Effect.
One thing I love about Cannabis Talk and Blue and all the guys over there is they're trying to keep that cannabis culture, that cannabis vibe, that cannabis legacy stuff. You know, they're trying to keep that alive, and they understand it. They came from it. There's lots of respect there, and so much. Did he win? No, absolutely. Just kidding. I hope he won.
I don't know. What does it look like?
If the story is accurate,
Yes.
there people like brothers fighting brothers. I can remember one day my brother and I were fighting, and some lady came out and said, "Stop! You stop fighting." My brother yells, "It's okay. He's my brother."
Right. Yeah. As one of three brothers, like brothers fight
Yeah.
differently. You
Yeah,
know what I
they
mean?
do.
It's, there's no animosity afterwards. It's like, oh, that was good. That was good.
And Big Mike, I know that I saw you last night on stage. How's the MJBizCon's Weed Week been for you?
Look, it's been
no wounds.
it's been an amazing show for us. We've written probably $10 million worth of business we did here. And the Cultivator Series is a 3-part powder, and it is the fastest adopting product we've ever put out. People are just going nuts for it. There's chelation technology in there that is second to none, that the other folks out there, they got fairly decent products. But we've been studying cannabis for 24 solid years. We started out with UBC University and BCIT up in Canada, and we took tissue samples of the plant, thousands and thousands of them, multiple strains, all through veg, all through flowering, roots, stalks, stems, leaves, buds, every single week. We understand what moves that plant from point A to point B and going to maximize whatever you're looking for, whether you want to grow the plants for hash, or you're growing it for flower, or you're growing it for distillate. If you're under HPS or if you're LED, we understand all of that, and the fertigation protocols that go along with that.
And I'm familiar with the legacy of advanced nutrients
Yeah.
in this marketplace. Wow, man, what an endorsement for you. You must be real excited.
Oh, it's Partnering with Big Mike has been the biggest blessing ever.
Yeah, it's very
And
cool.
Also, if I can add to the
It goes two ways, though.
Oh,
We're also lucky, too.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
He's a humble man.
But yeah, adding on to the Cultivator series. So I just changed. Whipple Effect's managing 5 facilities right now, and we just put them all on the Cultivator series in the last like 6 months, and the results have just been amazing.
So,
Where would
'Cause-
people go to learn more about that? You said you're doing some videos.
Well, you can buy the book at CCIBook.com right now. That has all the info in the form of a textbook. And then we're going to be releasing the videos with the book and the tests and all that sometime in Q1.
Yeah, well, we're trying for January 15th. Now, you know how that goes
that's
sometimes,
quite a
right?
deadline.
Right.
That's like, what, 45 days now?
Yeah, but all the videos are shot. The
Right.
book is done.
Yeah.
And it's right now it's in editing, and our editors are world class, and they're fast, they're good, and then Ralph Rickerman, he's the bass player for the Scorpions.
That's what's up.
He's our music guy.
No.
And Ralph went. A lot of people don't realize, but he went to the German music conservatory. He knows music theory. If there's a gap in the music, he goes and writes it. Like that fast. He's on a whole nother level. Anyways, he does the sound, the background sounds, and all that for us.
Dude, that's so awesome.
It's pretty cool.
That is so awesome.
Have you guys been at every MJBizCon since it started? Advanced Nutrients, probably.
No, the first one we walked. I was just talking to the guys. I said the first show was just a small room, and I heard a bunch of tables and all
Yeah.
that. And I think it was the second or third year we jumped in because all of a sudden this thing just exploded overnight. Why? Because this is exactly what our industry needs. The consumption shows are great if you have a consumer CPG brand, but if you're running a facility, this is the type of show that we're looking for.
Decision makers, investors, operators of all distribution, delivery, retail, cultivation, all that across the board, ancillary, auxiliary.
So in Europe, Cannabis, we used to go to that, and Mary Jane Berlin, we pulled out of them this year, and we're going to ICBC, are putting on shows at the same time, and we're going to be showing there because we understand that's the future. And
At ICBC Cannabis and then ICBC Berlin.
correct, yeah.
Yeah, because they do that one day before.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where all the business people are, the people that are making decisions about the
That's
operations.
our target market right now.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with the Cannabis. Like,
Oh, no, we love
Cannabis.
Cannabis. It's a great
Walk
show.
around.
Yeah.
We're going to be there too. We should
We've
walk
been
around
there
together.
for so long, but we just made a decision.
I really enjoy both. There's so many elements to this cannabis community,
Yeah.
from the consumer to the investor, the whole thing. It's all so fascinating. It's a massive study in economics and market structure development, supply chain development, change in culture. There's so many elements to it.
Culture, different cultures, vastly different cultures between the legacy market and the Scalable money guys that have come in. And the two, unfortunately, clash with each other.
All the
There's
time.
disrespect for both of them. And
All
what
the
they
time.
have to realize is put your egos away.
Right.
And work together because you both have something to offer.
You need
And
each other, actually.
Together,
Yeah.
you're more powerful than
Right.
separate.
Right.
And that has to be realized. And I think more and more the smart money guys are realizing that. And if you take a guy from the legacy culture, well, if he's open and his ego's in check, coach him. Don't run him down.
Right.
And vice versa. Don't run
Right.
each other down. You're there to build each other up
Right.
and work together. And no one wins when you tear each other down.
I've had a lot of experience with this, and it's really interesting when those two cultures merge because a lot of these legacy guys, they love the freedom of the cannabis community. They love the
Yep.
freedom of the cannabis culture, the cannabis business industry, the cannabis plant, and they didn't want to pay
Structure.
taxes,
Yeah.
regulations, zoning, permits, accountability, compliance. They're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a difficult two cultures to merge.
Yes, it
but
is.
you guys, Advanced Nutrients is an incredible company. I think you might have a little experience in the legacy market
A
yourself.
lot.
But-
I started growing 40 years ago.
Okay,
When I was
he brought it
23
up.
years old.
Yes.
40
That's
years
what's
I've been
up.
growing cannabis.
Okay, do the
Advanced
math.
Nutrients, 24 years. And I'm really excited about 2024 because that will be our 25th anniversary. And I think
Nice.
that we've been doing this for 25 years, a quarter century. If someone had said that at the beginning, I would never believed them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been growing since their 80s.
Yeah, I started in 1983. Good math.
Oh yeah. But in the 90s, I'm unshackled. I went to Boston University. My brother was in the fraternity at University of Arizona.
Oh.
We found a little supply chain there that we were going back and forth from Mexico to Tucson to Casa Grande, Phoenix,
Yeah,
shipping,
good. You're a
UPS,
smuggler.
FedEx to Boston University. We would arrive
I understand that business
4 to
too.
8 pounds at a time.
Yeah.
It was the lighting, packaging. There was no return address.
Yeah.
We would check the UPS truck to make sure there wasn't cops hidden back
That's
there.
right. Dimitri the transporter. That's it.
It was the 90s, and there was a way to make money. And
Sure.
The 90s
and
were
these
great
One
time.
thing I always like, people said, well, why aren't you like doing like hard drugs and all this other kind of stuff when I was moving weight across the border? I said, no, absolutely not.
Thank you.
It was just green because the people I worked with were good people.
Right.
I didn't see a bunch of guns. I didn't see all this kind of nonsense. And it's just a great community.
And I think that deep down inside, regardless of all the hype and Nancy Reagan and all that, all of us knew it was just an herbal remedy,
Yeah.
that people use to balance themselves out therapeutically. It's not that big of a deal.
Exactly. A lot of folks say, oh, that guy, look at that guy, he's a stoner, or that girl's a stoner. Well, you don't know what they've been through in their life.
Right.
And I can tell you, I've been through some heavy crap in my life, and where cannabis has been a blessing to get me through these hard times. And so you don't know what the other person's story is, and don't make a judgment, because I think a lot of folks out there who are just everyday users are actually medicating some kind of trauma or something in their life, and people just don't realize that, and they're making fun of them, when in actuality, it's helping them get through a very tough time or childhood or stuff.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
some people are wired different ways. One thing we do, it's always constantly educating politicians, media, people outside the cannabis industry, how it works. And I always say it's no different than coffee. Coffee creates a sense of urgency. Cannabis, in some form, types of cannabis, decrease that sense of urgency.
Yeah,
And
it
some
does.
people are wired with an unbelievable sense of urgency that they need to relax to function like some people who need coffee to get up to.
well.
So it's as Mother Nature created these things to allow us to balance ourselves. And it's each individual's right to choose what they need to do, right? Were you with me on that?
Yeah, for sure. And then one more thing I wanted to add. So our slogan for Whipple Effect is bridging the gap from grower to owner. Because there is this huge gap, There's the old school guys that have their ways, and then there's the corporate guys that don't understand the process at all. And I also always say cannabis is a team sport. Like in a commercial facility, every single job is equally as important.
Yep.
Because if someone drops the ball in cloning, it's going to mess your veg up and you're not going to have a good round. If someone messes the veg up, it's going to mess your flower up, So, at Whipple Effect, we have gratitude meetings every week, and it's something.
Gratitude meetings?
Gratitude meetings.
Yeah, so it's.
I like that. We should have a gratitude meeting. I like it. What happens there?
So everyone says something they're grateful for, and it can't be related to the facility. It's like has to be something about their life, just to connect everyone. And then something that they love about the facility that's going well, and something they'd love to change.
What are you grateful for?
Outside of this podcast
Right now. This is our gratitude meeting. Let's have one. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for Max.
I'm grateful for Dimitri.
Okay, there you go. What do you
and
love?
I'm grateful for you guys. No, what do I love?
What do you love about this?
I love the ability. I love the open atmosphere and the. There's like a weird intimacy here, like when people come onto this, to where it's like you just nothing else fucking exists here. It's just like it's just this moment, and this moment is what matters.
We're gonna develop this gratitude thing. I like it.
Thanks.
That's a good cultural idea. Are you doing it at Advanced Nutrients now?
Gratitude. No, we don't do that. Have gratitude meetings. And maybe we're going to start doing
The
that.
attitude
That's also a
of
good idea.
gratitude.
But while we're in the gratitude, I'm grateful for everything bad and good that's happened in my life because
Right?
it's made me the man I am today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I've learned from it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
There's greatness in trauma.
Well, so many
There
people.
is. Listen.
Thank you.
There's something called high performance trauma.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a high performance trauma. Yeah.
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 There literally is.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how it's caused, and it's by parents actually.
Parents, but it's also like what you learn from it and how you react and your natural forced evolution.
So
Yeah.
a lot of CEOs, athletes, people who excel at anything have been put through high performance trauma,
Yep.
have been fractured by their parents, not intentionally.
Yep.
Because parents are
Circumstantial.
just doing the
Yeah.
best they can with the knowledge that they have. And they think that they're doing the right thing. And actually, they're causing this high-performance trauma.
Yep.
And so the curve of a high-performance trauma, you get fractionated like this. And so when parents only give attention when the child does something good, when the child is not doing something, they look at it as failure at a subconscious level. They don't even realize what's going on. And this fractionation happens. So the curve of this person in their careers goes like this. The person who got loved like Dan Quayle goes like this. When they're about 55 years old, they kind of taper slowly off.
Yeah.
Now, there's a caveat that goes with high-performance trauma. And there's some vices.
Yeah.
And that's drugs, alcohol, and sex.
Sex.
And it has to be managed and regulated.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Why Dan Quayle? I thought we let that poor guy disappear.
Well, we resurrected him today.
We watched
that
him
was
crash.
Oh, that's funny.
the best
I
example
remember
of
that name. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, coping mechanisms are
But
always
what do you guys? MJBizCon is finishing up today. Best memory from MJBizCon? Oh, obviously getting punched, probably. I'm just kidding.
My best memory, I think it was the show that we did with Cannabis Talk 101.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
I'm really close with Blue, and I love Joe Grande, and the way that they have their radio show set up, it's just everyone's joking, telling stories, and I always love getting on with those guys.
We love those guys. Your best memory from MJBizCon? Maybe being up on stage at the MJs. That was pretty cool.
You want to know something? That's the biggest group I've ever talked to in my life.
Really?
Yeah, at one time. And so for me, it was exciting just
There was a
breaking
rush,
a new
right?
record.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
being there. I was calm
Dude,
up there,
that
and I was
rocks.
talking, wasn't nervous. And I was like, this is a lot of fun. And when you get off that stage, you got kind of a high, this endorphin rush,
Absolutely.
right? And it was good. Yeah, I liked it.
How
That's
many
probably
people were there?
It was
Thousands.
A lot. It was a lot.
It was a pretty big theater.
Yeah.
It
They
was
said
good.
the theater holds 2,500 people or 3,000 people,
was
and
a
pretty much
lot.
full. Yeah.
That's where we got this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember which one you presented?
I did for Advocacy.
Advocacy.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Advocacy group,
And who
yeah.
won that?
That was a prisoner project.
Yeah, Last Prisoner Project. Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Which, speaking of that, 10% of all the net profits of our book, the Last Prisoner Project is one of the nonprofits.
That's right.
Nice.
Normal, Hefter, the Fungi Foundation, MAPS.
I love it. Oh, Maps with Sicily, yeah. And there's more.
There is.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm just kidding, like that sales thing. And there's more.
Wait,
there's more. That's awesome, man. I
Yeah.
love what you're doing. The
Thanks.
Whipple Effect. I think that's going to be known for thousands of years and in perpetuity. That's awesome.
Well, thank you.
Advanced Nutrients and Big Mike, you guys are notorious, legendary, famous, infamous, everything for your advocacy, for your
Thank you.
support of the cannabis community, for your participation in cultivation, all aspects of cannabis. It's fantastic. One day I hope to make it to your 4th of July party. I've heard about it.
You will. Right now, during this economy and downturn and what's craziness is going on, the wars and all that, I just don't feel good doing because they're pretty extravagant. They're over the top, and we do it as appreciation for the people that we do business with. And we'll do it in 2025 or 2026. It'll be 4th of July and Halloween are our days, and we're gonna.
Yeah.
we'll
You didn't
go
do it
back
this
to
last year?
No.
Okay,
no.
I wasn't left out.
Yeah. No, you weren't. No.
You didn't miss it.
No one. I get calls.
Everyone
I
missed
said,
it,
no, you're
'cause it
all
didn't
still on the
happen.
list. Yes, absolutely.
I hear things. So
Yeah.
one day I'd love to show up and hang out with you guys.
can.
But we'll definitely hang out at MJBizCon some more today.
Yeah.
And any closing thoughts of that you want to share with the audience? Anything we missed?
No, I'm just really grateful to be here. Thanks for hosting us. And I also just wanted to thank Big Mike. Not only has he been, I've had a lot of partners and worked with, in the last 4 years, 30 different cannabis companies.
Holy crap.
And not only as a partner, but I look up to Big Mike, and he's always
you.
teaching me a bunch about life and psychology, and it's been a great partnership and a great relationship, and I really appreciate everything.
I appreciate
teach
you,
me.
and I'm grateful for Jack
There you go.
giving us the opportunity to help more growers and get the word out. And at the level at which this man thinks and is able to put his ideas down on paper is second to none. Anyone who gets that book will be blown away.
There's your gratitude meeting.
Yeah.
right
I know.
there.
So this
There you go.
this has been the first ever gratitude meeting at Mita Unshackled, and
Epic.
we are going to keep on doing that in perpetuity. Thank you guys for reminding us about the gratitude theme. That's something that we should be very cognizant of, even while we're doing these shows. So
Yep.
we really, really appreciate you guys. Best of success to Advanced Nutrients.
Thank you.
Best of success to Whipple Effect. I love that. And we will be back with another episode. Wait, how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah.
AdvancedNutrients.com.
Okay.
Yep.
And whippleeffect.com and CCIbook.com.
Awesome.
Okay. We'll be back with another episode of Meat Unshackled from MJBizCon 2023.
Award-winning MJ and Jack.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dimitri. Thanks, Max.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
guys.
man. Dude, that was awesome.